So Blake, tell me a little bit about your role specifically and how it's evolved over the last 12 months now that you're part of the bigger VMware family.
Well, great question, and I think it reflects a lot of what we're seeing in the industry as the world and the focus of my role, which has been predominantly focused on mobile from the AirWatch side of the business, has broadened more and more to be holistic around mobility in the sense of a laptop's mobile, right? Just like a smartphone and a tablet. And this notion of kind of how do I simplify the process of getting work app and services to these devices to make it easy for people to get their job done. And as I broaden that out, we've begun to incorporate all of these things of identity, desktop, mobile management, content app delivery together. So it's broadened out a lot of what we're doing.
Have you launched any new products over the last 12 months? And maybe talk a little bit about the adoption and what it's meant to your bottom line.
New products. So we're a little more of a service type of a company. We do a functional patch release, if you will. We call it a feature pack every 2 weeks. So everything is happening so fast in mobile, right? You've got Apple, Samsung, Google, Microsoft. Somebody's pushing out something new, at any point in time within a given month. So we innovate and add functionality very aggressively to the platform. We did do a new sort of major release of the product just this past month, and it brought to life a couple of great new features for our customers. One of the things that you can see and that we've been demonstrating here at our booth at Mobile World Congress is the new industry templates framework that we've built into the product. One of the biggest challenges that organizations are faced with is with the millions of apps that are out there, the thousands of policies and configurations, it's just difficult for them to know what to do. How do I set these devices up for my users so that they can be efficient, productive, give them great helpful tools to get their job done easier. And we've taken that machine analysis of having done this for millions of devices around the world, and we built that into a wizard-driven process that we call industry templates. That was one of the great features. Another one that we launched was a end-user microsite, right? Some of the things that you've continuously seen in the headlines around privacy concerns, around users and work and putting work-related data on their device. And there's all these perceptions that are out there that is mitigating users using these devices because they think that companies are tracking them, right? They think that they are going to get access to their personal messages, right? Their personal photos. Do you have work information on your phone? Right? These are real adoption frictional problems that are preventing people from actually adopting and using mobile devices to get their work done, right? The one great fact about a mobile device is it's something that never leaves your pocket, right? You rarely go anywhere without your phone, yet we still consistently go back to our desktops to do work tasks. We stop what we're doing and we kind of lose the focus of the moment and the opportunity that we have to get some work task done, and we have to go back to the desktop, which burdens us with login screens and VPNs and where's the Wi-Fi network I can get on and who has a guest password and all those things. So those are real challenges that were preventing it, and what have we done to fix it? We launched an entire new privacy application that helps educate the users for IT, educate their own employees to mitigate some of these concerns, to effectively tell them we're not tracking your personal information. We can't actually delete your personal photos on that device. We can't read your text messages, and that's going to help drive more and more adoption and mobility across organizations.
What's it meant to be part of the VMware family?
What's it meant? Well, it allows us to really scale to a way that we were never able to do as a standalone company, right? The breadth and depth that we get, not only from a technology standpoint with pulling in things like virtualization into part of our enablement story, as well as the scale that we get, the global reach, the ability to be, at this size and scale and this ecosystem of partners here at Mobile World Congress this year. It's just been phenomenal to help us drive that innovation. And we've seen since the acquisition, we've gone from right around $100 million as a company to over $200 million last year that we publicly stated, and this year over $370 million as an organization. So it's just been phenomenal uptick in the ability to scale these technologies out to everyone around the world.
And does your core value proposition remain the same in terms of being a kind of a turnkey enterprise mobility solution? Has it evolved or has it changed or has it remained the same?
It's in its essence, the fundamental. We have always been there to help enable simplifying the process and the challenges with getting users to be mobile. And that still is fundamentally a problem that's out there and an opportunity for us to solve. And it started with how do we get the phone and email working? Today it's much broader than that. It's about, great, that's a baseline. How do I get more applications on that same mobile device? How do I get more of that workflow that I'm having to go back to the desktop to do and to get it out there? And that's really the opportunity we're still working towards and have to help organizations on that journey.
So what does 2016 look like for you? What are some of the big trends and how does do you go by AirWatch now? Did you keep the AirWatch name? Or do you
VMware AirWatch is the official
So how
name.
does VMware AirWatch address those future trends?
So one of the biggest challenges we saw with some of that adoption was we're seeing convergence in the space, convergence in the way that inside of companies, desktop and mobile have always been treated separately. And really mobile kind of came out of the messaging team, which if you remember came out of the two guys that figured out how to stand up a BlackBerry server, right? So that rolled into messaging, which rolled into mobile, which is now converging together with desktop. So when we look at this year, one of the biggest things that we're focused on is how do we unify the experience for a user, right? I should never have to make the user think or choose between it's my own device versus a corporate, or it's a desktop versus a mobile, and have to have a different process to get to the apps and tools they need to get their work done. And that convergence is really what's happening this year in the industry. That's what we're focused on. That's what you're going to continue to see more and more out of the AirWatch technology, the identity technologies that we've got within the VMware stack, and the traditional desktop virtualization and app delivery technologies.
Blake, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.